We wanted to be adults so bad. Now just look at us. Look at us. Pathetic, depressed, sleep deprived, alcoholics, drug addicts, other sorts of addicts. But hey, how do we move? Let's get into today's stuff. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Thrive Out Loud. And as always, it's such a joy just having you in my living room, having this chat, sharing a little bit of myself with you. First things first, house rules. In here we like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell notifications, and tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to grab a drink and join us, because why not? So I thought I would have forgotten that line by now because it's been a hot minute, but you know when life grabs you by the balls, all you can do is obey. But it's been a hot minute. I've missed you guys so much. I hope you missed me too. If you didn't, that's also fine. It's life, you know, it happens. Hey Elaine, hey remate. So, it is like the end of November. I've been out of work for a good August, September, October, November, 4 months now, and the reality keeps on. Just as I'm waking up, the reality. But more than anything, before going on about how, you know, this has been a tough time, obviously it has, I wouldn't take away from how much of an eye-opener this time has been or still is, and how this time has just afforded me things I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be able to do, or I would be able to, like, you know, be part of and stuff. So baby girl is still unemployed, yes, and this is a tough time. I know they talk about how tough times never last, only tough people do. Hear us out, because tough times, it is tough times. So if you haven't had a look at some of my previous videos, I'll link them somewhere up here, somewhere down here. Just have a look so you get a bit of context. If you happen to just stumble upon this channel today, welcome home. We are going through the most on this side of life, but you know what? Through the grace of God, we are surviving. Thank the Lord. I just wanted to say life is tough. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, leave a comment, subscribe, click on the bell notification, tell a friend, tell another friend. I'm kidding, I'm joking, I joke. So, I was driving my son to school this morning, and then it hit me how my life has taken a complete 360 in the most unimaginable way ever. And I think I've reached a stage of acceptance, right? Because a bit of background. Back in July, my contract with my employer was terminated. I am unemployed. I am a home exec. I'm a stay-at-home mom, housewife, call it what you want to call it, but I'm just here looking cute all day, waiting for people to come back home. And that's just me right now. And I never could have imagined this stage of life. I won't lie about it. And especially the way it happened. I think more than anything, I am battling with the way it happened, because I am such a person, like, I'm all for good. Let's do good. Let's be kind. Let's be kind to ourselves. Let's be kind to others. But people don't share the same sentiments. And, like, I don't expect injustices to happen to me, because I am the girl that will go the extra mile for you, whoever you are. So when human beings act out of human nature and injustices are done upon me, it takes me a little longer to heal. It takes me a little longer to understand. It takes me a lot longer to to get it. And sometimes I never actually get it, but you just move on because everyone else has moved on. I just feel like long after the event, long after the hurt itself, long after a thing has happened, long after everyone has even forgotten about it, I'm still stuck at the crime scene asking myself, but why me? The toughest thing about this period of time that I've spent at home, the toughest time about losing my job so suddenly and not being the one to walk away from it, even though it was toxic. The hardest part about it was the fact that I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I showed up, I played my part, and I don't think I did anything that would warrant getting fired, but the truth of the matter is I got fired, and it stings. Like, hear me out. I am a girl who has a to-do list. For a to-do list, I am a person who plans like weeks and months in advance. I am a person who has, sticky notes everywhere. I've got a journal for every single part of my life. I've got shopping lists for next month. I have, you get it. So for something to kind of hit me so out of the blue and just shake me out of position, it was painful. It still is, but it was so painful then because I didn't understand how I could have missed this. The planner in me was struggling to understand. How didn't I see this one happening? Why wasn't I given time to prepare? And I feel like the time I've spent at home has changed my perspective on that. Yes, I still feel like I was injustice. Yes, I still feel like it was unfair, but my perspective around it has changed. I feel like this was the only way in which God could get me to change my focus. I feel like this was the only way in which I could just restart, uproot myself from a place where I shouldn't be there. Because I've mentioned in one of my other videos, why am I getting emotional? I've mentioned in one of my other videos about how I knew almost instantly, as soon as I got to that workplace, I knew almost instantly that yes, it's a nice place, it's in the burbs, it looks all bougie and stuff, but I don't think I'm meant to be here. But because
jobs, buddy,
and baby girl, you need to pay your bills, and there's still black tax, and you're still trying to live, and you're trying to have a nice life. I stuck by it. I went there every single day early and showed up, did my best, and went home. And I just feel like me losing that job so suddenly, so instantly, so unfairly was the only way in which I could be redirected. I was listening to a sermon by T.D. Jakes this morning, something about having hope for something wrong. It was actually Sarah, not T.D. Jakes, sorry, it was Sarah Jakes Roberts. Something about having hope, but having a hunger for hope, but we are hopeful in the wrong things, and that's what makes us feel like sometimes God deserts us and just takes things away from us, and oh my gosh, I'm so alone, I can't believe this. But it resonated so much, and I don't know who might be going through the same thing. Maybe you've just lost your job or something else. It doesn't necessarily have to be a job, and you just feel like that thing got taken away from you so suddenly, so unfairly, so abruptly. It was just snatched from you, and you're stuck at the point of impact, at the part where it happened, and everyone else around you seems to have moved on. It wasn't for no reason at all, and it might not make sense right now. It doesn't make sense to me right now, but maybe it needed to show you something you weren't seeing. Maybe it needed to change your direction. You facing there, but you needed to face there, and that was the only way. Maybe it needed to uproot you really quickly from a thing or a person or a situation, and you wouldn't be able to do it quickly enough, and that was the only way. I don't know. We go through stuff, and they happen, man. Things happen, hey? and they make no sense. Like, I think I'm still stuck in the part. Okay, was not now. I was stuck in the part where I wanted it to make sense. I wanted it to be fair. I wanted people to be kind, and not everyone is wired that way. And it took me a while to realize that, first of all, no one owes me anything. In as much as I'm out here being a decent human being and being kind, being nice, not everyone will receive the intentions you set out for them. You could literally walk out of your house and be intentional about being nice and smiling at everyone and just being kind and being helpful and being generous and just being a really nice person. And I bet you someone will still come up and start some shit about you. Someone will still come and start up some crazy rumor about you, and that's just fine. That's honestly okay. I think it is with reflecting and sometimes accepting that we get to, understand the bigger picture, because accepting is hard. It was hard for me. It's still hard. I still don't get it, but with every day, with every new day that's coming, I'm learning how to, it was with accepting that I was able to kind of remove myself from the hurt, because I never thought I am the type of girl that gets fired. I'm the girl who, why am I balling up? I'm not on camera, and it was just so, when I ruined my makeup, it was just so hard to I think the part that hurt the most, it wasn't even about the fact that I'm losing like an income stream, because I'm doing a lot of things. That's fine, and that was like my main income stream. And what hurt the most wasn't the fact that it wasn't the money. It wasn't about the money. What hurt the most was the way it was done. It felt like being kicked out like a dog, and it hurt so bad because no one prepared me for it, and no one cared about like the repercussions of it. It's like everyone moved on from it so quickly, and I was just left all alone, dealing with it. Apart from the CCMA stuff, there was still, the emotional impact of it all. And why are you crying? It was just the emotional part of it, and I just felt like it was almost like you deal with your stuff and we'll meet you at the finish line, and that's fine. People have lives, and people are allowed to live their lives. People are allowed to be there for you how they want to be there for you, but it's just 10 times harder when you take 10 times longer to move on from a thing. This video wasn't supposed to go in this direction. I was actually meant to talk about something else, and now look, our makeup is ruined. Okay, let's take a drink. Calm down. Adulting is hard, guys. Adulting is so hard. I don't even want to come on here and motivate anyone. Adulting is difficult, and it keeps on getting difficult. Like, there's levels to the difficulty, and it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier for anyone. And I thought, me, adulting, I thought we're friends. I thought we got along. So, I don't know. Not this girl coming on here and just bawling her eyes out. So I don't know who's going through what. I believe sometimes we're just meant to give a message to someone, I think. So whoever this is for, whatever you're going through, allow yourself to go through it and stop beating yourself up about how you expected things to turn out. Because I think more than some stuff, I think another hard part was the fact that I had a plan, man. I had a whole 6-month plan, a whole 1-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan, and it involved my job. So to lose the thing that kept all those plans kind of together, the thing that glued them together, to lose that main thing, it stung and it made me feel so useless. Like, so what am I doing? What am I still doing? Like, where to from here? Like, what now? You know? Because I thought, okay, no, keep working there even when you feel how you feel about it. Keep working there, earn whatever you can earn, and use that to fund your other projects. But then you lose it before you're able to. So, what game are we playing here? So, again, without balling up, whoever this is for, however your plans got derailed, however you feel like something was snatched from your hands, however you feel like you had it on lockdown, it was right there, it was in black and white, it was ready, it was right there, and it just somehow got snatched. Take it easy on yourself, and sometimes a change in perspective might help. I thought I was a hun that was just designed to be busy, that was just designed by design. I was designed to be busy. I was designed to multitask. I was designed to stress. I was designed, to always be doing 27 things at once. I thought I was that girl, and I thought I enjoyed it, because it made me feel like that was my reward, being able to start something and see it to its end and being busy throughout. I thought, that was my reward. That was proof that I was worthy, that I was valuable, that, I'm a hard worker and I know how to work well under pressure, and throw anything at me and I will handle it and I'll give you great results. I thought that was me. And then that was snatched. And then I was just left to my own devices, literally by myself for most of the day. I'd say from around 7:30 a.m. until around 5 p.m. I'm all alone. There's no work to do apart from this and the podcast and the fitness stuff, but like actual work, what I used to call work, there's no work to do. What now? And being forced into that position of rest was so hard. It's still so hard, but I think I'm getting the hang of it now. I think I'm getting to a point where I'm getting comfortable with being comfortable, getting comfortable with rest. I used to get so restless and uncomfortable with just sitting doing nothing, because like I said, I thought I was that girl by design, and then I realized there's a life of rest, there's a life of ease, there's a life of redirection, and there's a life of things that you are unfamiliar with. I was unfamiliar with just sitting, like I was just unfamiliar with it, and I think that's what made it even more uncomfortable. Because understand that from the time I started preschool, until the time I lost my job, there has never been a time where I just sat and did nothing. Like, there has never ever been. It was preschool, then primary school, then high school, straight into varsity, then straight into my first job, then straight into the second job, and then the pause happened. And I feel like it was necessary, as unfair as it feels, as painful as it is, because like I still feel like there were other ways, but sometimes God needs to shake you from a situation and literally throw you out of it, so you can be on your own and see a situation for what it is. So you can just be alone without a cushion and see. Because sometimes we see with filters on our eyes. You see behind the filter of a busy person, so you're unable to give a person an ear if that's what they need. Sometimes you only see from the filter of titles, and then you're unable to bring yourself down to a level you're a normal person and just converse with a person on a human level, taking titles out of, like, everything was stripped away, baby. Everything was stripped away. And when you're on your own,
when all you are is just but a human being,
then you're forced to see life from the eyes of a human being. When you are an engineer, there's a certain way you see life that a doctor won't see life, and there's a certain way that a chartered accountant won't. Like, all three of those people won't see life the same. A lawyer, an engineer, a chartered accountant, a doctor, a teacher, a nurse, a traffic officer, a cop, a garbage cleaner, a builder, you name it. All those people don't see life the same. And I feel like sometimes life needs to just drop you like it's hot so that you can see life from a different perspective. I feel like in this season I'm in, I'll call it a season because I don't think I'm meant to not get money. Just, that part is not me. But in the season I'm in, it's just taught me how to appreciate life more and how to listen more intentionally, how to converse more intentionally, how to slow down, how not to. You don't always have to be busy. You don't always have to be in a hurry. And you don't have to say yes to everything. Sometimes you have the time and you're able to do it, but just say no. Because you want to sit on the couch or the floor and do nothing. And I feel like those are things I never would have paid attention to if I was still in the same season of my life, same job, same everything. Like, I wouldn't have man. There's just something about a season that forces you to sit the fuck down, that just makes you see life differently, and more than the emotions, I'm just so grateful for it all. Yes, grateful. No one's grateful for being unemployed, but I feel like being taken out of an environment, A, that was not good for me, and B, being taken out of the comfort of a cushion, a financial cushion. Because the only reason I was not leaving the job was because of the monies, because of the shmoney, honey. And I thought that was the only way in which I'm going to make money and pay my bills. Honestly, that's all I thought. I thought you cannot leave this job because it pays for your bills. And then I lost it, but bills are still being paid. So why were you keeping it then, So this might be a ramble to someone, but I know it resonates with someone else, whoever it is. I know someone heard exactly what they needed to hear from it. And I didn't mean to bawl my eyes out. I promise I'm not that girl, but here we are. So, till better days, love your beautiful self and be kind to her. Bye.